From the bustling markets of Lagos to the vast oil fields of the Niger Delta, Nigeria holds the title of Africa's largest economy.
Two hugely important things have changed: refining and subsidy.
When the fuel subsidy was removed, there was a kind of panic.
But here's the big question. Can a nation so deeply rooted in oil wealth,
we now live on oil, sleep on oil, eat on oil, which is unfortunate,
transform into a hub for tech and innovation?
Our tech is just beginning to pick up. Over the next few years, it will become a very, very diverse economy.
How much do you have to hustle? You have to hustle hard.
In this story, we explore Nigeria's ambitious journey to balance its oil legacy with the promise of a tech-driven future. You won't want to miss this.
Nigeria has been a big oil producer for decades now. Very little of that oil has been refined. So you have this absurd position where Nigeria pumps oil, sells it abroad, and then re-imports it in the refined products that it needs.
Nigeria is often hailed as the giant of Africa, a title that reflects its immense potential and significant influence on the continent. With a population of over 200 million, it is Africa's most populous nation and boasts the largest economy in terms of GDP. Central to this economic story is its oil and gas industry, which has been both a blessing and a curse. The discovery of oil in Oloibiri in 1956 marked a turning point, propelling Nigeria into the global energy market and shaping its economic trajectory for decades. This resource, however, has also been a source of challenges, from environmental degradation to economic over-reliance. As the world shifts towards renewable energy and digital innovation, Nigeria faces the critical task of balancing its reliance on oil with the need to diversify and innovate. Imagine a country brimming with cultural diversity, where bustling markets meet cutting-edge tech hubs and the echoes of traditional rhythms blend with the hum of industrial machinery. This is Nigeria, a land of contrasts and immense opportunities. Yet for all its vibrancy and promise, Nigeria's journey has been anything but straightforward. The oil industry, often seen as the lifeblood of the economy, has created a paradox: enormous wealth on one hand and persistent challenges on the other. The story of Nigeria's oil industry is one of triumphs and trials. The 1970s oil boom brought unprecedented revenues, enabling massive infrastructural projects and social programs. Cities like Lagos expanded rapidly, and the government's coffers swelled with petrodollars. However, the boom also exposed the vulnerabilities of an oil-dependent economy. Fluctuating oil prices often threw the economy into disarray, and the neglect of other sectors like agriculture and manufacturing became evident. This over-reliance created what economists call the Dutch disease, where the dominance of one resource stifles the growth of others. But what happens when a nation's economic engine is both its greatest strength and its Achilles heel? Despite its challenges, Nigeria remains a significant player in the global oil market. It is Africa's largest crude oil producer and holds some of the world's most substantial reserves. The sector accounts for about 90% of export earnings and a significant portion of government revenue. Yet this wealth has not translated into broad-based economic development. Many Nigerians still live below the poverty line, and unemployment remains a pressing issue. The Niger Delta region, the heart of Nigeria's oil production, has faced significant environmental and social challenges. Oil spills and gas flaring have devastated local ecosystems, while communities often feel excluded from the wealth generated by their resources. To truly understand Nigeria's economic puzzle, one must delve into the human stories behind the statistics. Picture a fisherman in the Niger Delta whose livelihood has been disrupted by an oil spill, or a young entrepreneur in Lagos building a tech startup amidst power outages. These narratives highlight the dual realities of Nigeria's economy, one of untapped potential and another of systemic challenges. Innovation within the oil and gas sector offers a path forward. Nigeria has embraced advanced surveillance technologies to combat oil theft, a pervasive issue costing the economy billions annually. The adoption of floating liquefied natural gas plants is another innovative step, capturing and monetizing gas that would otherwise be flared. Regulatory reforms, such as the Petroleum Industry Act, aim to create a more transparent and efficient environment. encouraging investment and better resource management. These measures indicate a willingness to modernize and adapt, but the road ahead remains complex. The manufacturing sector, though still underdeveloped, holds promise. Initiatives to improve infrastructure, access to power, and investment incentives aim to revitalize this critical industry. The Dangote refinery, inaugurated in 2023, is a prime example of how local investments can address long-standing issues. With a capacity to process about 650,000 barrels of crude oil per day, it is expected to meet domestic fuel demands and position Nigeria as a net exporter of refined products. This project not only reduces reliance on imports, but also creates jobs and stimulates economic activity. Nigeria's energy transition is another pivotal area. While oil and gas remain dominant, the country is gradually investing in renewable energy sources. Solar power projects are being developed to address electricity shortages, particularly in rural areas. The government's commitment to reducing gas flaring aligns with global climate goals, signaling a shift towards more sustainable practices. The human element cannot be overlooked. Education and skill development are essential for driving innovation and diversifying the economy. Investments in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM education, are critical to preparing the workforce for a digital future. Empowering women and youth, who make up a significant portion of the population, is also vital. Programs that provide access to funding, mentorship, and training can unlock their potential and drive entrepreneurship. Imagine the future of a Nigeria where technology becomes the bedrock of its economy, transforming lives and reshaping perceptions. Envision a nation where digital solutions solve age-old challenges, from e-learning platforms that bridge educational gaps to mobile banking applications that bring financial services to remote areas. Such transformations are already taking root, driven by Nigeria's vibrant youth population. Cultural diversity is another asset that plays a vital role in shaping Nigeria's economic narrative. From the music that dominates global charts to Nollywood, one of the largest film industries in the world, Nigeria's creative sectors contribute significantly to its GDP and global influence. The synergy between culture and innovation is evident as musicians and filmmakers adopt digital tools to expand their reach, earning millions of dollars through streaming platforms. Tourism also holds untapped potential, with landmarks like the Zuma Rock, Obudu Mountain Resort, and the historic slave trade routes in Badagry. Nigeria offers a rich tapestry of experiences for local and international tourists. However, challenges such as infrastructure deficits and security concerns have hampered growth in this sector. Addressing these issues could unlock a multi-billion-dollar industry, providing jobs and fostering cultural exchange. Infrastructure development remains a critical challenge. Reliable transportation networks, efficient ports, and modern energy grids are essential for economic diversification. Efforts to improve these areas are underway, with projects like the Lagos-Ibadan Railway and investments in seaport upgrades. These initiatives aim to enhance connectivity, reduce costs, and boost trade within and beyond Nigeria's borders. The global shift towards sustainability offers Nigeria an opportunity to rethink its economic model. By leveraging its natural resources responsibly, the country can align with international climate goals while ensuring inclusive growth. Community-based renewable energy projects and sustainable agricultural practices are examples of how Nigeria can embrace this shift. Corruption and governance remain critical areas requiring attention. Transparent and accountable leadership is essential for implementing reforms and ensuring that resources are allocated effectively. Civil society and the media play a crucial role in holding leaders accountable, promoting a culture of integrity, and fostering trust among citizens. By investing in trade infrastructure and streamlining regulations, Nigeria can capitalize on its strategic position to drive economic growth. Healthcare and education are also pivotal in shaping Nigeria's future. Access to quality healthcare ensures a productive workforce, while education equips citizens with the skills needed for innovation. Strengthening these sectors requires not only investment, but also policy frameworks that address systemic challenges. As the world watches, Nigeria's ability to navigate these complexities will determine its place in the 21st century economy. And as we envision this future, let us not forget the voices of its people, the vibrancy of its culture, and the resilience that defines a true giant of Africa.